Now back to the people that I think you should follow on social media, or mainly on Twitter, or simply in history, or wherever you can find them. The next one is United States former President General Eisenhower, and I recommend you to Google one of his last speeches on YouTube, where he talks about the problem of the rise of the military-industrial complex. And the reason why that is so relevant to understand in these days is that we are nearing a situation where we could get into maybe World War III. And it's good to know that not only a president, but an actual military general says in a speech that the American public have to be careful of the military or the people who control the military, because they have incentive to keep wars going. It means they are getting their salaries higher or lower based on how many conflicts they can engage in the world. Okay, this is a huge problem, and if you care about peace and prosperity in the world, you should definitely be aware that there are some people that actually want conflicts to arise. Okay. Now, the next government official that I think you should follow on social media, he's also on Twitter, is Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky. He's a really good man of the people, and he is important in the sense that he has risked his reputation by doing a Congress hearing where he presented evidence that there was funding sent from the American CDC sub-branches to fund the gain-of-function research in Wuhan. Okay? And it's up to you to decide if that's the right thing to do. But I'm just saying that this is a guy who actually cares about getting the truth out more than the media, so you should follow him directly. The next government official that I think you should follow on social media is Senator Ted Cruz of Texas. And he has done some really important work where he presents evidence that there has been money sent from top officials in Ukraine back to the Biden family. It shows that he might be benefiting from sending money to Ukraine if some of that money comes back to him personally. I want to give a shout out to the state of Missouri in the United States for offering legal support to actually the doctor I mentioned before, the Professor Jay Bhattacharya. He was censored on Twitter, which has been proven by Elon Musk publishing these censorship programs that was put in place by the Biden administration during COVID to censor our best scientists in society. I'll repeat that. The best scientists we have on the planet were censored, and they basically got their mouths shut when they were able to provide important advice for how to handle this situation that we went through in 2020. They were just shut down with their opinions on social media, and they were not listened to because they didn't serve a certain cash flow, apparently. That's just what it looks like to me, okay? Now, the last person that I think you should follow to become more empowered and believe in a bright future is Elon Musk. And he is really pro-human and pro-freedom and pro-democracy. And this is like really empowering to see a lot of the stuff that he has to say. And he also does not want to be a part of the WEF, the World Economic Forum. And interestingly, you should know that even though he's working on green energy, he is very much against the introduction of ESG score, which stands for environmental and social and governance rating. This is interesting. And he even goes so far to say that he's jokingly saying that the S should stand for satanic instead of social, because how they use it is they just use it as a manipulative tool to enforce control and punish organizations that do not follow their narrative. For example, a cigarette company or an oil company has a higher ESG rating than Tesla just because they don't like Elon Musk, so they give his company a bad score. And this is the stepping stone to introduce also social credit score, by the way, for individual people in the world, which they will use the climate crisis to enforce and introduce. I posted a long post about this. I might post a link in the description to that article I wrote about this agenda that is publicly stated several times in the UN and the WEF as well.